In what's undoubtedly a major breakthrough in its fight against black money and shell companies, vital information has now been received by Government of India from 13 banks regarding the bank account operations and post-demonetization transactions of some of the suspicious companies that had been struck off the register of companies earlier this year. It may be recalled that after being struck off, operation of these bank accounts were restricted for discharge of their liabilities only. Now, these 13 banks have submitted their first installment of data, and this has been received from them pertaining to merely about 5,800 companies there. This in itself, there is a revealing figure. Hina is still with us on that story. Hina, this is being seen as a massive crackdown on black money by the government there.
Remember, along with GST, the government has been facing a lot of criticism on the issue of demonetization as well, especially after the data that was revealed by RBI when the opposition criticized the government by saying that, nothing really has been achieved by demonetization, barring disruption in the economy. Now we are being told, which is being called as a major breakthrough as far as crackdown on shell companies, fight against black money is concerned. Remember, in January this year only, the registrar of companies had struck off somewhere close to 2 lakh odd companies, which were shell companies operating as shell companies. Now, the data that the government has received by 13 large banks in the country, it clearly reveals that these companies actually had very little money in their bank accounts before demonetization, and after demonetization, the amount went up significantly. What is very critical in this is that, there is one company which had as many as 2,134 accounts. Can you believe it? And that is the level at which this entire mafia, this black money system sort of was operating. And the government feels that demonetization has helped the government in cracking down against these kind of companies. And the first step has been that these 2 lakh odd companies have been struck down. Now they have got data which clearly vindicates government's stand and its fight against black money, because it clearly reveals that there are shell companies which are operating, and demonetization has helped the government find them out and crack on these and have their crackdown on these companies.
Absolutely. This figure perhaps is going to be vindicating the government's stand in their crackdown against black money, isn't it, Hina? This in itself is a revealing figure that we are showing.
Well, absolutely. And what is shocking is the fact that, now something that the government has been saying so far has been proved by the data that has been received by the government. 13 large banks in this country have submitted their data to the government, which clearly reveals how the number of companies who were struck down by the registrar of companies, around 2 lakh of them, actually they were around 5,800 odd companies having a lot of bogus accounts, which had a lot of money that came into their accounts post demonetization, and there was nothing in these accounts before demonetization. So clearly they were operating as shell companies, and demonetization has helped the government in acting against these companies, and the government feels that this has been a major breakthrough as far as the fight against corruption is concerned.